First of all, oh my God, did you lose in a motorcycle accident? Yeah. I feel like I'm thrown out into the road that I was run over here in this world. Who's that? Nobody wants to talk about this. I felt motorcycle. I feel like I'm right here. No, that has nothing to do with that. This would be somebody who had died. How do you connect with that? Was he thrown over the bike? Okay. I'm pretty sure that's... Was there Jason connected? Yep. Yes. Or Jared? I keep hearing that name. I feel like it's Jason. I'm gonna have this whole row stand up. I'm pretty sure I'm with you. Because he was pulling me over here when I was connected. I kept hearing I was in a motorcycle accident. Pass that over. So this was your...
My brother's best friend.
Your brother's best friend.
Yeah.
So no, it's his way of acknowledging that he's here. Because when I'm connecting with him, he's stepping forward. And first of all, he was very proud over this bike when I'm connecting with him. He had just gotten this bike, and this was a brand new bike. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Because when I'm connecting with him, he's like got the bike in front of him, and he's wiping it all down, and he's cleaning it, and he's all excited because he's going to take it out, and it's like the first time he took it out, like the first weekend, like he was taking it out. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And I said to him, well, why this? And he says, well, I was waiting for the weather to be good. He said, I just wanted to take the bike out and whatnot. And it was, it's so crazy because he passed so close to home when I'm connecting with him.
Yeah.
He says like he was just down the street, or just like he says it was just down the street, or just around the corner when this had happened. But I got to tell you that he's taking responsibility for this passing when I'm speaking to him, because he says to me that he was not paying attention when he took this bike out. That better be Christ calling.
Christ.
And he says to me when I'm connecting with him, first of all, I got to tell you, when I'm speaking to him, he is so funny on the other side. He's drinking on the other side when I'm connecting with him. He shows me that he loves to party here in the physical world, and he loves women when I'm connecting with him. Oh my God! Do you understand that? Because I feel like women were piled up with mattresses on their back to be with him here in this world. Because he shows me, I don't like to talk about certain things. I feel uncomfortable talking about certain things, but I have to, because it's what they show me. And he shows me he had like multiple girlfriends crying for him at the funeral.
He owned a strip club.
Oh! Shut the hell up! Somebody remove her from this room because she's freaking out the medium.
That was a good one.
He owned 2 strip clubs. Somebody got me a drink.
What?
He didn't give it to her.
So that makes sense. Because when I'm connecting with him, he showed me these women crying at his wake, and they're all in Italian, we call them budanas. They're all dressed up, like, my mother calls them buas, but and I'm seeing, like, who would wear that to a funeral? Oh, that's his girlfriend. Oh, that's so-and-so. And they're wearing it. So no, it's his way of acknowledging that because he's laughing about this on the other side. And he thinks this is funny, by the way, that he can talk to me like I have to say what he shows me. Because he's like, I had all the women around me. He shows me that he lived his life on edge here in the physical world. But he also knew everybody when I'm connecting with him. Because when he died, it was like a celebrity died. Like, he showed me that the line was like wrapped around the building to come for people to pay their respects.
Yeah.
And listen, even though he passed and he owned a strip club here in the physical world, he shows me that he was a good person here in the physical. And he's acknowledging when I'm connecting with him, he says, listen, he says, I just lived a life where I never grew up here in this world. He says, I love to go out, I love to party, I love to do all these things, I loved women, I loved looking good. He says, and the hardest part was that the day that I passed, I didn't even realize I was in danger. He says, I took the bike out, he says, I was excited, he says, I was happy to get out on the road, and then next thing you know, he says, he shows me that he was going too fast when I'm connected with him. He lost control, and he just went like right off the road into the, I don't know what you call it, the embankment or whatever. And he's acknowledging when I'm speaking to him that he wants to thank all of you and his friends for the way that you remembered him here in the physical world. He talks about a plaque. Did you put up a plaque in memory of him?
His family did.
Perfect. No, it's his way of bringing that through, and even shows me there's a tree that was planted in memory of him when I'm connecting. Do you understand that?
Yeah,
Did you go visit that tree with your boyfriend? But you know about it.
yeah.
No, it's his way of bringing that up, because he says to me, my family did so much in my honor here in this world. And more importantly, what he was so upset about was about the way that they were having issues running the business or keeping the business alive.
Yeah.
Because he talks about it closing down or having to be closed. So when after he passed, all of a sudden the businesses went under, he said that was supposed to give money to my family and help out my family. He says, but instead my family was left with nothing here in this world. He said they just had to be left with the burdens of taking care of me and keeping an eye on me, because he's acknowledging that. And it's funny, so his best friend is your husband?
My brother.
Excuse me, your brother.
Yeah.
So, because he's acknowledging that this is something that your brother would never do. He would never come to a medium or come to a room like this.
Yeah.
But the crazy part is that even if you're not here in the room, your loved ones will still try to reach you. And that's why it's important that you pay attention, because he's trying to reach your brother through me and through you. Because what happens is that when you go home and you tell your brother all of these things, this is something that he's had such a hard time with. He was dealing with the death of his friend, because they were like brothers themselves here in this world. And isn't that crazy that you lost your cousin? He was like a brother to you. You lost your brother lost his friends, his best friends, who happened to own the strip clubs here in this world. And you're all sitting together. Know that this is also a sign. When you sit together, it's really, I feel that your loved ones place you with one another, or place you next to each other, or place you into an area where you can relate, or you can connect with some of the messages. To let you know that when you leave here, that your loved ones are there. He says to me when I'm connecting, he says, I want to thank everybody for the way that they pitched in to try to help run the businesses and to help to try to keep them going.
Yeah.
He says, and even though this was something that, even though this was something that couldn't keep going or that we couldn't keep alive, he says, I want to thank you all for trying, because he's acknowledging that. He also wants to let your brother know, and he's thanking him for always keeping him out of trouble here in this world. Because your brother was like a father to him in many ways, or an older brother to him. And he always kept an eye on him here in the physical world. So know it's his way of bringing that up, letting you know that he is okay, and that he is safe and at peace. All right, give them a round of applause. Stay right here. Use the